Establishing the stakes. The Sinaloa Cartel, one of the most powerful criminal organizations in the world, is currently in the throes of a brutal power struggle. This internal conflict between two rival factions, the Sons of El Chapo and the loyalists of El Mayo Zambada, has escalated violence and disrupted life on both sides of the border. In this video, we're breaking down how this fight for power affects everything from local businesses to international relations, and what it means for border security and community safety. Background on the Sinaloa Cartel and the power struggle. The Sinaloa Cartel has a long-standing influence in Mexico, especially in the northwestern state of Sinaloa. Led initially by El Chapo Guzmán and Ismael, El Mayo Zambada, the cartel gained global notoriety as a major drug trafficking organization. But with El Mayo's recent arrest, tensions have erupted between the factions, Los Chapitos, led by El Chapo's sons, and the remaining loyalists of El Mayo. These factions are now locked in a violent battle for control over lucrative drug trafficking routes along the U.S. Mexico border. Rising violence and community impact in Mexico. The fallout from this internal struggle is felt most intensely in Sinaloa, where more than 100 lives have been lost to cartel violence in recent months. Local communities are bearing the brunt of the violence, businesses shut down early, schools remain closed, and families avoid public spaces. Even multinational corporations aren't immune. FEMSA, the company that operates the OXXO chain of convenience stores, recently closed multiple locations in Nuevo Laredo due to cartel extortion demands, illustrating how deeply cartel violence disrupts local economies. Strategic importance of border control and U.S. Mexico relations. For Los Chapitos and La Mayiza, controlling the U.S. Mexico border is critical. This region is their primary route for smuggling drugs, especially fentanyl, into the United States. With both factions competing for dominance, border security faces increasing pressure. The U.S. government has responded with targeted operations like Operation Plaza Spike, a U.S. Customs and Border Protection initiative aimed at dismantling cartel networks along the border. The role of U.S. and Mexican law enforcement in addressing cartel influence. While law enforcement agencies on both sides of the border are stepping up their efforts, challenges remain. Corruption within Mexican law enforcement, lack of resources, and the cartel's deep local influence complicate these efforts. In response, U.S. Homeland Security Investigations, HSI, and transnational criminal investigative units are strengthening partnerships to support investigations targeting cartel leaders and their financial networks. Economic and social impacts on border communities. For communities near cartel-dominated regions, the economic impact is severe. Extortion and violence force many small businesses to shut down. Meanwhile, larger corporations are forced to divert funds into security measures, driving up operational costs and deterring future investment. According to the American Chamber of Commerce, up to 12% of surveyed companies reported cartel influence over their sales and distribution in border areas. Geopolitical implications and future outlook. The cartel power struggle not only affects Mexico but also shapes U.S.-Mexico relations. Recently, Mexican President López Obrador criticized the U.S. for Zambada's arrest, blaming the operation for the ensuing violence. Tensions between the two countries are high as both sides grapple with the impact of cartel influence on cross-border security. With upcoming elections in Mexico, the potential for cartel interference is significant, posing challenges for both the political landscape and regional stability. Conclusion. As we continue to monitor these developments, it's clear that the ongoing power struggles within the Sinaloa Cartel pose complex challenges to security, business, and local communities. StratIGO's Dynamics is committed to informing and protecting businesses and individuals from these threats. By staying vigilant and understanding the dynamics at play, we can help mitigate the risks posed by organized crime. Stay informed. Subscribe to StratIGO's Dynamics for the latest on security insights and critical updates affecting U.S. and global security.